Welcome to day 108. This is Getting to Know God using the Children's Bible. And every day of this year, we will be listening and learning a bit more about God through this Bible. So, day 108 is titled Disaster, and it can be found in 1 Samuel chapter 4. Samson's old enemies, the Philistines, grew strong again. They fought against Israel and beat them. The Israelites were in despair until their leader had an idea. Let's carry God's covenant chest into the next battle, they suggested. If we do that, God will help us. They treated the covenant chest as if it was magic and could bring them luck. When Eli's two sons carried the chest out of the shrine and marched it to the front of the army, a great shout of joy went up from all the soldiers. The Philistines heard all about it. We must fight our hardest this time, they said. The Philistines did fight hard, and they won. They killed Eli's sons and carried off the covenant chest in triumph. Eli waited at Shalom for news. He was 98 years old and nearly blind. He sat on a seat by the side of the road, listening for footsteps. One of the Israelite soldiers ran all the way from the battlefield and arrived in Shalom the same day. One of the Israelite soldiers ran all the way from the battlefield and arrived in Shalom the same day. Gasping for breath, he ran up and down the street with the terrible news of the defeat. Everyone began to cry out in terror and grief. What is happening? Eli called out in agitation, and the messenger hurried over to him. Our army has had a terrible defeat, he told him. Your two sons are dead, and the covenant chest has been taken by the Philistines. When Eli heard that the precious covenant chest, which he had been guarded and cared for so long, was in the hands of the enemy, he fell backwards with shock and grief. Because he was so old and heavy, he broke his neck and died. What do you think of that? Disaster. Is it a real disaster, or is there going to be some great news on the horizon? Often with God, in your life as a Christian, there will be ups and downs. And often the downs seem desperate and seem unsurmountable. However, there are times where when you are in the lowest of situations, God finds a way to bring you victory. And that's the blessing that we have when you surrender your life to God. Even though the disasters happen and you're sad, there's an element of hope in your sadness, because you know that God is still with you. He's never gonna turn away from you, nor forsake you, it says in the Bible. And so, although there is sadness when a disaster hits your life or our lives as Christians, there is still hope. And that's why I think you can be more positive, because you know that God does everything for a reason. He knows when to shut a door or to lock everything down, for you to lose all your money, or for you to lose your house, or whatever the situation may be. It may be a disaster in the worldly terms, but in God's terms, he knows that in order for you to move on, he had to do this. He had to allow things to happen, or he had to just wait for you to call upon him. Because sometimes as humans, we don't call upon him immediately as we are in situations. We leave it and we try and resolve it and we try and fix it ourselves in our own strength. But there is a battle that is upon this earth, and it's a spiritual battle. It's a battle between the devil and God. And sometimes the devil is working his power against us, the people that believe in God. And that's why bad things happen to us. Because we are sometimes very lackadaisical about our faith. We don't stand up for God. We don't talk about him. We don't preach. We don't celebrate him in a way that many other faiths do. Many other faiths will show you and tell you, this is who I am. This is what I believe in, by what they wear or what they say or what they do. As Christians, many Christians could be under the radar for years and years and years. You might work with people and they may be Christian. You may feel that they're pretty good person, but you may not know for years and years and years, because they don't say anything. They don't declare it. They don't, pray before they have a meal. They don't act as you or I may feel that's how a Christian should act. Maybe they're out drinking every Saturday and Sunday. Maybe they are. But we don't declare or we don't identify ourselves as being children of God and therefore acting as children of God. What would it be like? And we have seen evidence of what it is like for children of royalty to not act in the way that they should be acting. We see what happens to them. We have seen what happens to a child who is royal and then behaves in an unroyal way. They're not treated the same, or they're not looked after the same way that the one that is behaving is treated. As children of God, we should behave and act as children of God, with dignity, with respect, with a certain level of standards. That's my belief. But what do you think? Please comment below and, subscribe if you're interested in watching following videos or videos that we've recorded already. We hope this will bless you and there will be something that you learn from today's input. God bless you. Thanks for watching.